After a long wait, the shadowy, high-stakes world of the Night Manager returns. Season 2 has been slowly building, and Episode 4 throws Jonathan Pine, now living as Alex Goodwin, straight into the fire. If you thought the first 3 episodes were intense, buckle up. Secrets unravel, loyalties splinter, and a deadly game of espionage reaches a boiling point in Colombia. Before we dive in, let's catch up. Jonathan Pine thought he had left the past behind. He's now running a quiet MI6 surveillance unit in London, the Night Owls, under the alias Alex Goodwin. Life is quiet, almost dull, until a chance sighting of a familiar Roper mercenary pulls him back into the world he swore he'd left behind. This chance encounter leads to a violent confrontation and introduces a new adversary, Teddy dos Santos, played by Diego Calva. Teddy is a Colombian businessman with a polished public persona, but behind that charm lies a deadly ambition. He's building an army, training guerrillas, and quietly plotting to destabilize Colombia's government. On this mission, Pine crosses paths with Roxana Bolaños, played by Camila Morrone. She's smart, ambitious, and enigmatic, torn between helping Pine infiltrate Teddy's operation and protecting her own secrets. Together, they enter a world of clandestine meetings, armed convoys, and whispered betrayals, a dangerous dance where one wrong move could mean death. Episode 4 opens with Angela Burr, brilliantly portrayed by Olivia Colman, arriving in Colombia. Angela has been mostly absent this season, but now she steps back into the spotlight. She reveals that she knew Richard Roper was alive all along, a secret that has haunted her since the events of Season 1. She's living in fear for her daughter, knowing the stakes are higher than ever. Meanwhile, Pine is back in action. Using his Night Owls surveillance team, he gathers intelligence on Teddy and Roper. In a daring move, he attaches a microphone to one of Roper's guard dogs, hoping to eavesdrop on their plans. As always, Pine balances on a knife's edge. One misstep could expose him and put countless lives at risk. Richard Roper, still the epitome of calculated menace, is alive and consolidating power with Teddy. The two share decades-old connections, plotting to expand their reach. Sandy Langborn, Roper's loyal right-hand man, brings Richard a new passport, signaling that a return to the UK is imminent once their plan succeeds. Meanwhile, Teddy begins to question his own allies, paranoia creeping in as he senses betrayal from those closest to him. Teddy's distrust extends to everyone, even Matthew Ellis, who Pine has been working with. The tension is palpable. Every glance, every word could be hiding lethal intentions, and with Gilberto Hansen closing in on Pine, the danger is immediate and relentless. Alejandro, a key ally for Pine, walks into a trap orchestrated by Teddy. Despite warnings from Roxana, Alejandro is captured, beaten, and dragged to an abandoned factory. Teddy executes him in cold blood, demonstrating the ruthless lengths he will go to maintain control. It's a shocking moment, reinforcing the high stakes for Pine and his team. Pine, true to form, intervenes just in time. In a pulse-pounding shootout, he saves Roxana and the young getaway driver. Teddy's forces are pushed back, but the cost is high. Each victory is temporary, a small reprieve in a war where trust is rare and betrayal is everywhere. The danger is not confined to Colombia. Pine uncovers proof that the UK is covertly funding Teddy's army, aiming to manipulate Colombian politics. With this evidence, the stakes escalate from local violence to international intrigue. Every move Pine makes is now a balancing act between justice, morality, and survival. The shipment records reveal a device capable of knocking out an entire city's power, a weapon that could ignite civil war. Pine knows he must act fast to prevent catastrophe, and with betrayal lurking in every shadow, the path forward is perilous. As the episode builds to its climax, Teddy panics. Roper, calm and calculating as ever, demands updates, unaware that Pine has turned the tide. The final scenes are tense, cinematic, and emotionally charged. Pine saves lives, foils key parts of Roper and Teddy's plan and begins setting the stage for a final showdown. Angela's knowledge, Roxana's cunning, and Pine's bravery converge to create a web of suspense that leaves viewers on the edge of their seats. As episode 4 races to its conclusion, the tension is almost unbearable. Every character's move, every whispered secret comes to a head in a series of deadly confrontations that set the stage for the rest of the season. Let's break down exactly what happens in these final, heart-pounding minutes. Alejandro, Pine's ally in Colombia, walks into what seems like a routine meeting at the Parliament buildings, but Roxana, ever cautious, calls Pine to warn him it's a trap. Unfortunately, Pine is unable to intervene in time. Alejandro is ambushed by General Sanchez and Teddy's men. Despite resisting and refusing to give in, Alejandro is overpowered, thrown into a vehicle, and driven to an abandoned factory, Teddy's hidden stronghold. There, in one of the most shocking moments of the episode, Teddy executes Alejandro. Cold, methodical, and utterly ruthless, Teddy proves just how dangerous and unpredictable he has become. This isn't just a warning for Pine, it's a declaration of war against anyone standing in Teddy's way. While Alejandro meets a tragic fate, Pine pivots immediately to save others caught in Teddy's web. Roxana, who has been a complicated but invaluable ally, is threatened by Teddy's men. At the same time, a young getaway driver, an innocent caught in the crossfire, is also in imminent danger. In a pulse-pounding shootout, Pine takes decisive action. He eliminates the immediate threat, rescues Roxana, and commandeers the vehicle they're driving to escape. The sequence is tense, kinetic, and cinematic, reminding viewers that Pine's greatest weapons aren't just his skill, but his intelligence, timing, and moral determination. Back at Roper's Colombian compound, Teddy calls to update his mentor. He reports that everything has gone wrong. The shipment, the plans, and now the capture of key targets have been disrupted. Roper, ever the calm and calculating strategist, doesn't panic. Instead, he begins plotting his next move. A crucial detail is revealed in the closing moments. Roper receives a faxed image confirming the return of an old nemesis, Jonathan Pine. The man who once brought him down before is back in Colombia, actively sabotaging his empire. Roper's reaction is a chilling mix of recognition and anticipation. The stage is now set for a confrontation that promises to be lethal, calculated, and psychologically intense. The ending of episode 4 isn't just about action, it's about stakes and escalation. Alejandro's death shows the audience that Teddy and Roper are willing to kill without hesitation, raising the personal and moral stakes for Pine. Pine's successful rescue of Roxana demonstrates his ingenuity and moral compass. He may be hunted, but he will protect the innocent wherever he can. And finally, the faxed image is a classic Le Carré-style cliffhanger. Pine's past and present collide. Roper knows Pine is alive and active. The chessboard is set, the pieces are moving, and only one side can emerge victorious. It's a dark, tense, and perfectly calibrated ending that leaves viewers desperate to see what comes next. So, as episode 4 closes, Jonathan Pine is back in the game, Roxana is firmly by his side, Teddy is untrustworthy and lethal, and Roper is watching from the shadows, planning his next move. Betrayal, intrigue, and high-stakes action define the final moments, and make it clear the rest of Season 2 is going to be a battle of wits, willpower, and survival. Who will survive the coming storm, and how far will Pine go to stop a conspiracy that could destabilize an entire nation? One thing is certain, Episode 4 sets the stage for a showdown that promises to be as thrilling and morally complex as the series has ever been.